Thank you for joining me. My name is Ken Raggio, and today's Bible studies are from the book of Isaiah chapter 65 and 66. John saw the saints from all ages coming with Jesus to earth to wage the great final battle of Armageddon. At its conclusion, Jesus will build the millennial temple, and he'll rule the world from his capital in Jerusalem. From that day, Jerusalem will be restored, it will be renewed and revitalized. There will be great rejoicing that will fill the air for 1,000 years. Jerusalem will be rejoicing. Isaiah 65, 18, 19. Behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. Apparently, millions of humans who are not involved in the Battle of Armageddon will still live into the millennium. God promises to cleanse the earth and make it new at that time. We learn from the scriptures that life expectancies will multiply. It says that anyone dying at 100 will be considered a child, but yet they will still die. Resurrected saints from past ages will be immortal, but the survivors of Armageddon will still be mortal, although amazingly long-lived. So this is teaching us there will be babies and dying in the millennium. Isaiah 65 and 20, there shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days, for the child shall die 100 years old. And there will be sinners in the millennium, according to this verse. Jesus will rule the world from Jerusalem for 1,000 years with his resurrected saints from all the ages. The resurrected saints will have immortal, sinless bodies, but the earth will still be inhabited by mortals, sinners. The ancient prophecies foresee Messiah sitting on his throne in Jerusalem, ruling the world from Israel. Not everyone will be saints. Jesus will show millions, perhaps billions of people his righteousness in those days, and the knowledge of the Lord will cover the earth as the waters cover the seas. The saints will be kings and priests in that day. I see the potential there for us as priests being intercessors between God and these sinners. We may see a great number of these people converted to Christ because of the ministry of these immortal priests. Isaiah 65:20, but the sinner, being 100 years old, shall still be accursed. The promised land will be completely possessed, finally fulfilling God's ancient covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob during the millennium. Men will build homes in the millennium. Isaiah 65:21-23 said, they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble. And if I'm reading this even halfway correctly, then cell phones will be quite unimpressive in the millennium, because God says, before you call him, he will answer. And while you are speaking, he will hear. So if I say that we will communicate with Jesus during that time by mental telepathy, I think that's a great possibility. We'll just have to wait and see. Get ready to be impressed, though, because Isaiah 65:24 says, it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Did you ever receive a gift that you had been wishing for, but you had told no one? What a pleasant surprise to know that someone knew you so well that they intuitively gave you what you wanted to have. God is infinitely more in touch with our needs than any other person. He knows what we have need of before we ask or think. And more importantly, he begins to work in our behalf even before we expect. It shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are speaking, I will hear. And then there will be animals in the millennium. All God's creatures will be peaceful and harmless during the 1,000-year kingdom of Christ. There'll be no predators or pain. The prophet said that wolves will live with lambs. Leopards will lie down with kid goats. Calves and young lions and fatlings will be together. Cows and bears and their young will feed and lay down together. Lions will eat straw like oxen. Babies not yet weaned will play safely around asps and scorpions. Little children will lead great beasts around. Isaiah 65:25, the wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock. God listed several complaints against Israel for sacrifices they made to idols, for burning incense and making oblations, that is, prayers to those idols, and for delighting in all their abominations. They presumed to do as they pleased, forgetting that God always has the last word. The truth is, you can sin all you want to, but you cannot control the outcome because God does. And if you sin long enough, God will choose your delusions. Isaiah 66:4 says that. I will also choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes and chose that in which I delighted not. What can any man do for a God whose throne is in the heavens and the earth is his footstool? What kind of a house can you build that kind of a God? What can you do to give him rest? Can I tell you, God will take care of himself. God will establish Israel in Jerusalem, and nobody will stop him. Israel has already begun bringing forth children, and you can believe that God will not shut her womb now. Isaiah 66:9 says, Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to bring forth? Saith the Lord, Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb? God will not shut Israel's womb. Israel will be great and glorious in the end of the age, exactly as God promised in the beginning. I have never seen such dire circumstances as now bear down on the tiny city of Jerusalem in these horrible times. The entire world seems to be hell-bent on destroying Israel and removing her from Jerusalem. But God says to rejoice because he has a plan, and we need to rejoice over Jerusalem. Isaiah 66:10 and 15 says, Rejoice ye with Jerusalem, and be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. That's speaking of Christ coming at Armageddon. But after Armageddon, the carcasses of sinners will be abhorred. This is the end of the book of Isaiah, telling us that the Battle of Armageddon is the event that will precipitate 1,000 years of peace on earth. Jesus will rule a glorious earthly kingdom from Jerusalem, and the saints from all ages will be kings and priests during that age. Isaiah says that the carcasses of the sinners who died during Armageddon will be left to be an abhorring unto all flesh. Isaiah 66:24 said, They shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me, for their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched. They shall be abhorring unto all flesh. I presume that even the beast and the false prophet that are cast into the fire, according to Revelation 19:20, will be among those carcasses of the men who have transgressed against him, and their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched for 1,000 years in Jerusalem. And that ends our lessons from the book of Isaiah. Thank you for joining me. May God bless you and save your eternal soul. In Jesus' name. Thank you for watching. Please like and share and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, MeWe, Gab, CloudHub, BitChute, Rumble, YouTube, Telegram, Truth Social, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Visit my website at KenRaggio.com for thousands of pages of Bible articles on every subject. Subscribe to receive my daily Bible studies by email. Go to Amazon, search for books by Ken Raggio. You'll see my daily Bible companion, 5,000 lessons almost from every chapter of the Bible, 2-volume set, Old and New Testaments. Get the Daniel prophecies, God's plan for the last days, 726 pages with footnotes, 175 photos, one of the most powerful prophecy teachings anywhere. Get the greatest doctrines of the Bible. Get praying on purpose, praying for results, how men prevail with God. Get Long Winding Road, my very personal story, and Treasures of Darkness, How to See the Glory of God in Your Darkest Trials. Click the link below if you want all 9 books for only $125 here in the United States only. And please donate through the link below, and then share these videos with your friends. And I'll see you next time. Good night.